Hello. Okay. Good evening. It's 6:30 p.m. Friday, January 24th. Excuse me. Boom. I am here at home in the studio. I'm about to work on these earrings that I'm currently making for Valentine's Day. I have no idea how far I'm going to get in the process. It doesn't really matter, but I am going to set a timer for myself because the last time I did a live, I sat here for nearly 3 hours, and if I remember correctly, it was at the start of my period, and it was brutal. By the time I got up out of this chair and finally took a shower and got in bed, I was in so much physical pain that I'm not going to do that to myself because it's been almost a month later and I'm not interested in feeling that pain. So I'm going to be reasonable with myself, and I'm going to set an hour and a half timer. So when 8 o'clock rolls around, if not sooner, depending on the circumstances, I will be out of here for my Friday night. Also, to note, if you hear a little click clacking coming down the hallway, it's Xander. And if you hear a little rolling, it's my baby. So I'm joined by two wonderful little beings. But as of right now, it's just me right here in the studio. I hope everybody's having a good Friday. I hope you're having a good Friday. I hope you're having a good Friday. I needed to see what this looked like before I even got into it. And the quality is better than I expected. That's me! Okay, let me put this away. I'm gonna get started because, like I said, I don't know how much time I'm gonna have. Really, realistically, I don't know how much I'm gonna be able to get done realistically. But I know the process that I'm gonna go through. I know what I want them to look like. I have the beginnings of one going. Boom. Beep beep. My favorite heart emoji. It's kind of like inspired by the like triple colored heart. I use that one all the time. But yeah, I probably should play some tunes, right? That would be helpful. Can you even see my surface? Sorry for that. Okay. Just starting with a white base. I don't really have, I'm gonna say this right and then watch me start yapping for a while, but I didn't really have anything in particular that I wanted to talk about or that I felt like I needed to talk about. But who knows what pops up in my brain and what I decide to verbally express during this process. But I am making these in preparation for Valentine's Day. I like the idea of having like little cutesy heart earrings in general, like for myself, because I don't have anything cutesy like that, and also to share with other people because I know that people like stuff like that for Valentine's Day. I think there's like a part of me that, as much as I enjoy painting tears and like all the different stories and meanings behind it, here he comes, I I needed to kind of switch it up and do something different. You coming to see who I'm talking to? What I'm doing? I'm talking to nobody, really. I'm talking to the people watching, whoever may be watching. I'm talking to myself. And I'm painting Valentine's Day earrings. Yeah. Mama's trying to do a little bit of work. Trying to do something different for herself. What you got going on? He's attempting to... You're touching my rig. I've got my iPad on a Mancala box on top of the speaker box. And then it's all sitting on top of a ladder because that was the best way to get this view, or get this like perspective. So, but typically when he comes in here, he like touches everything, right? That's what kids do. That's what babies do. Is they touch everything, they inspect everything. If he could put it in his mouth, he would. And then what happens is Xander will come in and then my son will chase after him. And then Xander gets annoyed, so he'll run out. And then he'll chase after him some more. And it's just like this back and forth, down the hallway, in and out, wherever I am. First comes the dog, then comes the baby. And then the baby goes, and then the dog goes, and back and forth. So, isn't that right? Yeah. You chasing after Xander. I don't think I'm gonna play any tunes. As much as I would love to listen to them. If I was alone, I'd be playing tunes, but the running back and forth in and out is a bit overstimulating for me, and I cannot. I simply cannot. I cannot do it. It's too much noise. I'll listen to you all day, but not you and music. At least not right now. So these little wood pieces are already pre-sanded. Normally I start by sanding them down, but I did that work yesterday because the sander is really loud and it's kind of tedious and it's a much slower process than I would like. Using a orbital sander. But I kind of shaved down the backside. You can't even see it. I shaved down the backside to help with the assembly process. Excuse me, sir. What are you doing? You in the studio with Mama? You in the studio with Mama? I wish I could give you paints and stuff and materials for you to do your own art, but I don't have anything that's non-toxic. I don't have anything kid-friendly at the moment. We did some painting together to make our like Christmas ornaments. We made Christmas ornaments for the grandparents out of these pictures that he took at daycare. And they came out really good, but the process of sitting him down and giving him a paintbrush and then ultimately switching to just finger painting with acrylic, it was fun and it was enjoyable, and I really liked watching him experience that for the first time. But acrylic paint does not come out of your clothes, and I felt very strongly about him getting paint on his clothes, and yeah, it was worked out well for the purpose, but it was kind of a bit much. So I've got to get some child-friendly, non-toxic, washable paints and other stuff for him to use. I pulled out crayons not that long ago to like do my monthly card. So you know how like, you know, one of the typical things that people do when they have a child is they document through pictures, like the child at 1 month, the child at 2 months, this is my baby at 6 months old, and there's like the card markers. Somebody said, "Hey Jasmine." Hi Brittany. But welcome to the studio. So that's like a typical thing, right? Like taking the picture of your child when they're 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, whatever, just as a keepsake. And I really like that idea, but I wanted to make the card myself. So every month in my sketchbook, I trace a circle, and I don't know, I sit down and I kind of doodle and draw or paint the circle, just depending on what the vibes are. And I write out the month, I paint out the month, and then on the back of the card, I write just a personalized message based on what I'm feeling in the moment, what I'm thinking, like what the time period of whatever month it is has embodied. And believe it or not, he's 11 months old. So we are coming up on a year soon, and he was actually due on Valentine's Day. Did you know that? Did you know that, Bubba? That your due date was Valentine's Day. And that's kind of why I feel kind of giddy about making these earrings now, is like, I don't know, these aren't for him, but the idea of celebrating Valentine's Day this year just kind of hits different, knowing that that was his due date, even though he came 4 days early. His birthday, his 1 year birthday, he's acting as if he's 1 already. Yeah, he's right around the corner from 1. He is big and strong, and he can walk on his own without being in the walker, but that's just for safety purposes, so that, you know, I can multitask, I can be a responsible mother and artist here in the studio. I can hear him, I know where he is at all times. He can't get into stuff, you know. But the fact that he's coming up on turning a year old, me being a mom for a year, him being due on Valentine's Day, me kind of just in this mood to, I don't know, express love and share love, and especially for myself, I feel like over this last year, I've really had to come to terms with and learn to love myself better than I had before. And I just feel, I don't know, I'm feeling kind of good. I'm feeling excited. I'm excited to be making these right now. I feel inspired. And that's always a necessary force with anything that I do, especially when it comes to artwork, because if I don't get the vibes, if I don't feel that internal drive, if I don't have the inspiration, I'm not doing it. It just doesn't work out. And maybe that's, you know, something to be explored a little bit, but at this very moment, I have the energy, I have the time, and I'm making these earrings. I need to put your sock back on, dude. You lost one of your socks. I'll put that back on you. I gotta put the sock back on ya. It's too cold, man. It's too cold. Here we go. Okay. Really quick, I'm gonna take a little picture and post it on the gram. Maybe a little video, you know, a little cross posting. And then him and this walker too, like he'll chase Xander around all the time, and it's like he's always running into his feet, his ankles. Xander's always trying to get away from him. It's sometimes Xander looks at me and he's just like, why do you have this child running around me right now? Oh goodness. Hey, why are you messing with that? Why are you messing with that? Back it up. Back it up. Back it up. Back it up. He sees the screen, so he's kind of like, ooh, what is that? Let me see. Let me get there. Okay, let me get back to it. So this is typically what I do. Paint the front, let it dry. Thank goodness it's actually drying quite quickly. It's kind of funny that literally watching the paint dry as I work. Thankfully it's going by quickly. It's just the beginning. This is also kind of a challenge for myself because I find that like I take my time when it comes to these. I don't really rush the process, right? Like I'll do one layer at a time depending on the timing that I have. I could do one layer at a time. I could sit and do the whole thing within a couple hours. So I think that's like part of this process for me doing these live streams is just kind of like sitting down, not worrying about pulling my phone out, pulling my fancy camera out, and getting all these like super cool shots and angled shots, which I enjoy doing. I enjoy like sitting in silence actually and like filming my process and then editing a video and like telling a story with it all. But there's something with this where I can just sit and work and yap and maybe just sit in silence. You know, the first one I did, I was here home alone. This one I've got, Xander was here, but I put him in the cage just so I could have, you know, as much silence as possible. It was also right before New Year's, so the, you know, questionable sounds and the fireworks happening was not ideal, but, you know, that's life. Things happen. Learning to roll. What's that saying? Roll with the punches. Just going with the flow. Most times, anyways. Sometimes going with the flow is not easy. Not easy at all. I thrive with routine and structure. And without it, or if there is like a skew or a departure from my intended routine, I get a little triggered and I get a little antsy. The earrings are sticking to my fingers, like the buildup of paint, so I gotta like wash it off. And I've got somebody. Why are you trying to eat my zipper, man? Why are you trying to eat my zipper? And obviously, given the fact that my son is here, I might have to, you know, pause and come back. And by pause, I mean like get up and leave to go change a diaper. And pick up a bottle, pick up a A Bray. You're so right about that. Yeah. Absolutely, my dude. Yeah. Did you want your sippy cup? Are you done drinking water? Because you keep throwing it. You want it? You wondering what I'm doing? I'm painting. Painting. And off he goes. Oh man. It's crazy. I've been in a state of reminiscing and just kind of fluctuating between disbelief that he's almost a year old and incomplete state of awe that he's almost a year old. And I find myself going in and out of memories of pregnancy and my labor and delivery and, you know, the first few days, the first few weeks of him being here and literally just being in shock. Like, oh my God, this little, I always describe it as like this little blob of a human, right? Like, just like this little blob of a human, you know, and he's got to get settled into this world with us. And then after a few months, he kind of like, you know, shifts and morphs and looks more and more like himself and behaves more and more like himself. And before you know it, he's nearly a year old and he's like a real deal human being. It feels kind of silly to say out loud, but that's just kind of the way my brain has been thinking about it lately, is just processing the experience of watching him grow, like literally having him within me and feeling him grow, and then birthing him and watching him grow actively day by day, minute by minute. It's craziest experience of my life, honestly. And crazy in a good way. Obviously, like, it's not the easiest thing in the world. There have been really hard moments, you know, moments that require really deep breaths to get through, lots of crying, but the most awesome, beautiful, crazy experience. And you're my favorite person ever. Did you know that? Yeah. I think Dada would say the same thing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. A little bit of Dada, a little bit of Mama. The best parts of the both of us, huh? Right? Yeah. That's what I always say. That's what I always say. Lots of dada. Sometimes the occasional mama. And lots of nana, which I just interpret as his version of mama. Lots and lots and lots of dada. He's got 4 teeth, if anybody's wondering. He's got 4 teeth. He's got 2 on the bottom, 2 on top. And he's got an underbite, so the two bottom teeth come up and in front of the 2 top teeth. It's so funny. You don't like me talking about your teeth? I'm sorry. They'll look better once you get a full mouth. And I know it's bothering you too because they're coming through. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Somebody is talking to it. Yeah. I think I'm gonna need to get up and check in just a second, okay? Just behind the chair. Typical Friday night. This is what life looks like. And this is what life sounds like. Because I sing a lot now that I'm a mom. I feel like I sing everything. Everything. Because it makes things more fun, quite honestly. I don't know, make a song out of everything. Yeah. He seems to enjoy it most times anyway. I enjoy it. Why are you trying to grab my chair? Why are you trying to grab my chair? Why are you trying to grab my chair? Alright, I'm taking a pause right here, so if anybody needs to go grab a snack or grab a drink or go to the bathroom or do something to take a little break, we're gonna take a little intermission. I'll be right back. I'm not gonna turn this off or anything, but I need to go change a diaper because it smells like shit in here. I smell a stinky booty. I smell a stinky booty. Here goes another song. I smell a stinky booty. I smell a stinky booty. Say hey. Say hey. My goodness. I'm gonna put him down, and then I'm gonna go wash my hands, and then I'm gonna come back. If he'll let me. Come on. Come on. I gotta go wash my hands, Bubba. Come on. Baby, you need to go lay down, buddy. There we go. There we go. Okay. How long did that take? Did somebody time me to change a stinky diaper? Come on. I got you a cookie. This is real life. True life. I'm a mom, an artist, an educator, an art therapist. Just a lady out here trying to live her best life. Cookie? Mmm. Mmm. Yeah, I know, right? Good stuff. Good stuff. It's funny because I'm sitting here in this moment, like just living my life, and I know that whoever happens to click on this video can see what my life looks like in this very moment. And I think when I was preparing mentally to do this for the first time during the first live stream, I was like, okay, these are the conditions that I want to set. This is what I want my evening to look like. This is, I had all of these ideas of how I wanted the first one to go. And I knew that ultimately I just needed to sit down and let it happen and just kind of go with the flow, because that was the purpose of doing this in the first place, right? Is just going with the flow. And I keep saying that and I'm starting to annoy myself, but anyways, I find myself right here, right now in this moment, so comfortable with this being the reality, but also like super conscious of it. And I don't know, I think I might be leaning more towards self-conscious and thinking like, what are the 5 people that are currently watching right now thinking of this? Does that even really matter, Jasmine? Not really. Because I think it matters more that I'm sitting here doing this as a sort of challenging activity for myself. And allowing myself to just be, not necessarily doing anything in particular for any particular reason, not necessarily like trying to create something, but just being here with my dog and with my son in the studio, attempting to be productive, attempting to do something that I like doing, something that I want to be doing, but the circumstances of life just make it look different than I think what my mind was trying to come up with when I was preparing for the first one. With this one, I was like, these are the circumstances, this is what it's gonna be, and whatever happens, happens. And it wasn't until this actually started, how long ago? 38 minutes ago, that it kind of settled into my brain that this was what it was gonna be. So here we are. You want your water bottle back? You're very welcome. That sounded like a thank you. I'm gonna take it as a thank you. You are very welcome. Yeah. Okay, so these are, I think they're in a pretty good spot as far as being painted white as a base. I'm not necessarily too focused on the back side. I can do that later. Not necessarily, I need to remember not to be so caught up with the sides either, because I'm gonna paint those gold. But I think we're in a spot now where the front sides are pretty solid white. They look pretty good. I can always go and clean them up later, but I think I'm pretty happy with where they're at. You ready for the next little piece? I hope you're not sharing with Xander. Those cookies aren't for him. Those cookies are not for him. All right, let me see. All right, I am moving on to the next step, which is that one? That does not feel good or sound good. Okay, I made this little template. I have these like little heart cutouts that I need to trace. I need to trace onto the squares. I need to figure out my setup. I find during the day that like I hold so much tension in my shoulders. And I don't know if it's like a buildup of my posture and my daily experience with what I do at work, or if it's simply what I'm leaning towards now that I'm conscious of it in this moment. I think this table is too high for me and the work that I'm doing. Either the table's too high or maybe my chair is too low. It doesn't get much higher than that. It's as high as it'll go. Yeah, the tension in my shoulders is kind of crazy. I need to get back into yoga. I hear you, baby. Here you go. Cookie. Una galleta para ti, mi amor. Alright, so the next step of this process is going to be tracing my little heart template thing. So what I did was I made the big heart, put it down, traced it, painted it with the light pink, and then let that dry, and then did the same thing over with the smaller heart. Traced it, painted it, let it dry, and then finally went in with the small one. Boom. So the next step after painting it white, is anybody following along? Is anybody doing this at home? Maybe not with earrings. Maybe in a journal? I don't know. But I'm going to continue explaining because whatever. I am going to trace my hearts on my squares. I wish there was an easier way to do this. There probably is. But right now, this is the way my brain is working, just tracing the hearts. Placing and tracing, placing and tracing, placing and tracing. Here you go, Bubba. I said Bubba, not Xander. You're welcome. Can y'all hear him crunching his 4 little teeth? He loves food. My goodness. He loves food. He has only the 4 teeth, the 2 in the top, 2 in the bottom, only in the front. But he will gnaw as much as he can on whatever it is that I give him. Sometimes like he'll gnaw, and it's not enough to break down food. Like tonight for dinner, he had arroz con gandules that I made, which he can eat easy. It's just rice and peas. And I made some cube steak that me and my sister and my mother funnily call doo-doo meat. And it's not something that I can really explain. It's just something that you kind of have to see and try to really know. But it's basically just cube steak, onions, garlic, sofrito, all cooked down, stewed down with like a splash of vinegar. And it doesn't look very appetizing, but it tastes really good. And so I cooked that the other day and we have leftovers, but I made him his own like teeny tiny little pieces of cube steak. I cooked it separately for him so that he could try it because that was the first time him ever having that type of meat. And it's just too tough. Like I cut it small. I even kind of like pressed it between my fingers to kind of smush it down for him, and it's just too tough of a meat. So he would like gnaw on it, and he really did try, but he just could not break it down. Give me my jacket back. Here you go. thing right now, huh? Normally he doesn't care at all about the little like fidget toy things that are on the walker. He cares more about everything else going on around him that he can't necessarily reach, right? But you like that sound, huh? It's the last little bit. What's the last little bit, baby? Alright, all the hearts are drawn out. Ooh, you can't really see it. It's very light. But I drew out the hearts, like trace it out. And now I have to mix this pink. I got white. I got pink. Starting with the lightest. Can you see my palette? I want to show you my palette. My fifth palette. I don't even know what to say to you, man. Why are you spitting like that? Why? Alright, there's one. Boom. Simple. This is step 1. Step 2. Well, step 3, 4. This is what I'm trying to get to by the end of the day. Probably not by the end of this live stream, but by the end of the night. Yeah. Trying. Definitely trying. Definitely trying. Why are you chewing on my jacket? Why are you chewing on my jacket? Why are you chewing on my jacket? That's not something for you to chew on. That's not something for you to chew on. We need to get you something proper to chew on. Hold on. gave him the little sheep toy that he got for Christmas. It was like a farm set with a cow, a rooster, a horse, and a little sheep. He took that and ran with it, so I'll see how long that lasts. But I'm making a move on it. Let's see. Is there anything else on my mind that I want to get off my chest? I don't know. Earlier I was talking about Valentine's Day just feeling a little bit different this year and being in a place of reminiscing given the fact that it was my son's due date. So we're getting close to him turning a year old, and it's I don't know. I have quite a bit of footage of me during my pregnancy that I haven't shared, and I'm feeling like I'm comfortable and ready to share it now. I think I need to go back and just kind of watch and get a feel for what it is that I actually recorded, because I honestly would just like pick up the camera and say something really quickly or just kind of show what I was doing in the moment, and never really picked up the camera to go watch it back. Like I would turn on the camera, press record, do whatever I was doing, or just like let it run while I'm living life, and then I would turn it off and put it away. I never went back and looked at the footage to see what it looked like and to kind of assess how I could use it with what I was sharing online. And during my pregnancy, I didn't really share much at all. I didn't post on YouTube much at all. But I'm feeling like I have gone through the process of pregnancy and labor and delivery and now raising my son enough to have like sat with the experience and processed my feelings around the experience to the point where I feel comfortable with showing like the rawness of the experience with whatever it is that I captured. And I feel that way about my pregnancy clips and also with my birth clips. I feel like that's gonna be like a little later on down the line, but I'm feeling like I'm ready to share what it was that I captured, and then also kind of share my experience as I processed it verbally, right? Like I might do a live stream, or I might sit down and like record clips and kind of edit it all together and overlay things and, you know, kind of package it up in a way. But that's something that I'm gonna need to kind of plan out a little bit more and take my time with, because a lot of the pictures and video footage that I have of my labor and delivery and the, you know, the days and weeks after the fact are very raw, and like there's no way that I'm just going to be able to put it up on the screen for anybody to see, because it's like it's there's gonna need to be like a trigger warning and a censorship, because like I didn't wear my hospital gown, I didn't like have a cute set to put on and like birth this baby. I was like raw, real, unclothed, unmedicated, and you know, take that and you can kind of extrapolate and imagine what a birthing experience looks like and sounds like. And I want to share that because I know that I would have appreciated somebody like me that I can relate to speaking about it and sharing about it in the same way. And there's something about I don't really know what you're distracting me, Bubba, by eating my jacket. By eating my jacket. You cannot eat my jacket. What happened to your sheep? What happened to it? You gonna get up with me? I don't know if this is gonna work. I don't know if this is gonna work. I don't know. Let's see. Giraffe. Oh my god. Okay. How we gonna do this, man? I got 3 hearts to go. You gonna let me? Can I put you down? Let's see. He's on the move. He's walking freely without that walker. And I don't know if that's a good idea or not. Probably not, but that's where we're at right now. I don't even remember what I was saying in the first place. And it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm gonna have to get that up. Nothing is safe around here. The studio is not baby proofed in the least bit. But I do have this for him. I just realized I got this from a coworker. Boom. It's like what do you call this? It's not Etch-a-Sketch because that's the one where you like use the little dials to draw, which I need to get one of those because I loved that as a kid. But these are like magnets. It's like the magnet stuff. Boom, 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 boom. You want to play with it? You got your pen here? Here you go. There you go, Bubba. Ugh. He's good. Videos, sharing about my birth, sharing about my pregnancy experience. I think that's kind of next on my list of videos to share, footage to kind of put together. I think they're going to be kind of long. And I think I'll have to make several versions because I kind of want to do like, cut together, packaged up, you know, like a pleasant watch, something that is like engaging and interesting, and like you get a good look at me as a woman going through pregnancy for the first time ever in her life, you know, and that kind of being something to see. And then there's like, I like the idea of it just kind of being uncut, unfiltered. You get the wholeness of it, and it being kind of a deeper view of my personal experience. I don't know. I like the idea of sharing. I have the footage to share. I could sit on it for the rest of my life, right? But it's, I don't know. Nonetheless, I'm saying all this to say that at some point in time, I will be sharing that and talking about it and reflecting on it, especially given the fact that I'm rolling up on a year of motherhood and a year of his life, and that just being a monumentous thing for me. It's feeling big. It's feeling huge. I feel so proud. I feel so lucky. Hearts. We got hearts. Hearts are going. I didn't realize, probably should have, especially with me talking so much, that I'm not going to get as much done on these as I envisioned for myself. But the good thing is that I did not have any expectations of this, and that's why I know, and I do not feel any sort of like disappointment about it, because I had no expectations of what this live stream studio experience was going to be outside of me sitting down and talking and beginning the process of painting these. Excuse me, sir. What are you doing? He's so content. He's under the table in the dark, playing with the tube of paint. There's a tube of paint, there's a paintbrush, there's like a jar of like notes I have from grad school. He's got the little drawing pad. And you still coming back to my jacket zipper. You can't put that in your mouth, man. Let's get him back there. No, not that stuff. No. No. Anybody want to talk about the weather? How's the weather been where you are? Because it is freezing cold in Florida. Okay? I saw snow flurries, y'all. Snow flurries. Here in Florida, in North Florida. Are you kidding me? Crazy. Crazy, crazy. It was, what was that, Wednesday morning? It was around 9 o'clock in the morning. I saw with my very own eyes snow flurries coming down from the sky. It was really cool. It was like too subtle to capture on camera, so I can't like show you what I saw. I wish I could, but I definitely saw them. They were definitely coming down from the sky. Super cool moment. I definitely don't like the freezing weather. This is not for me. It really does boggle my mind how people live in states that get full on snow, where y'all are like living your day-to-day lives sun up to sundown with snow all around you, with snow falling from the sky, with ice. Like, obviously, like, that's a natural thing that happens on Earth, whatever. But I have lived in Florida most of my life. I was born and raised here, outside of like moving around to a couple different warm states or warm areas. And I've only ever experienced snow a handful of times. And I've only ever seen it fall from the sky outside of the other day once in my life. So like the people that are actively living in states that have to deal with snow on a daily basis, just I don't know. I don't get it. It's an odd life experience that I can't imagine for myself. I have never been skiing or snowboarding, and that is something that I want to try. Don't want to live anywhere where that is a possibility, but I would love to go and visit and try it. I'm doing the second coat on this pink, if anybody was wondering. Second coat, and then I'll be able to move on to the second part. What are you doing? Please tell me, what has this live stream been like, listening to a baby bee in the background? A baby bee in the midst of this? Someone be honest. What has it been like? What does it look like to you? How does it sound to you? Do you have kids of your own? Can you relate? Does it make you not ever want to have kids? Excuse me, sir. That hammer is not a toy. I don't even know what to say anymore. Sometimes I just lose the words, which I guess is okay. I've got to learn to be alright with the silence. About to go back in this walker, man. Got something in your mouth? Yes. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. What's going on with you, baby? What's going on with you? You getting ready for that bottle, huh? I know it's about that time. I know it's about that time. Yeah. You gotta digest your dinner first. You ate so much. I don't want to put too much food on top. You ate a lot, Bubba. Bless you. Salud. Salud. Not my zipper, bub. Look. You know, paintbrush? I'll give you a paintbrush. Not the one I'm using, but I'll give you one. Oh. Yeah, I know. Mama's starting to feel tired too. It's been a long week. It's been a long week, been a long day. But it's been pretty good. It's been pretty good. I don't know, I'm feeling like I'm ready for some quiet time tonight. I think I might finish this layer of pink, quite honestly, and be done, because he is in need of a bottle. It's about that time. I'm kind of more lenient tonight, given the circumstances, given the fact that it's Friday. But during the week, we have a pretty set routine. And, if it was Wednesday night, Thursday night, not a weekend night, at this point in time, we would be getting out of the bath, getting dressed for bed, and preparing to go night-night. But since it's Friday, we're staying up. We're kind of doing things out of the norm, which is okay. Doing things a little bit differently, but I can tell that we've got a We've got to go get that milk going for you, huh? I know, baby. I'm done. That's the last one. I've got 12 minutes on the clock, but I'm going to be a responsible mommy. And I'm going to put my brushes down and take a break so that he can get some milk in his belly. So, I got you, baby. Come on. So for those of you that have stayed and watched and commented and kind of peeked in on my life tonight, I appreciate you for being here. Thank you for watching. I'll be back at some point next month, if not sooner. I'll be continuing these earrings and I'll have them up and available in the next week or two. I have some other ones. Oh my god, let me show you really quick before I go these other earrings that I made. They're linoleum block earrings that I painted, printed, embellished. The lighting at this angle is not great, but I love these mother earrings. They are available now. I have them up on my website already. I'll have these Valentine's ones done and up, and I'll be preparing to edit all my other stuff. I'm gonna stop yapping and go take a break and probably wind down for the night. Okay? Let's go. Thank you for being here. Love you so much. Appreciate you. How do I end this? How do I end the live? Bye. Love you. See you next time.